We have studios. That is so exciting, and we worked really hard to get there. But now what? We have them. How do we facilitate these studios? And what do I need to know right off the bat before students get here? Well, in a studio, there are 4 things that you need to know before students get in there. Number 1, competencies. What competencies are being assessed in a studio? Secondly, where? Where are those competencies being assessed? Thirdly, you need to know what the performance task is inside and out. And finally, the structure. Really, what is the structure of the whole thing um, in order to kind of walk with students through these studios? So let's dive in. Let's pretend that I am an English teacher. I'm going to teach this integrated ELA social studies studio called Power Struggle. I've never seen it before. I don't know anything about it, but I do know my 4 things. I know that I need to know the competencies, where they're assessed. I need to know what the performance task is, and the structure. So let's go ahead and get started. Where can I find the competencies that are assessed in the studio? You can actually find them on the homepage. Down a little bit, it says competencies and skills defined. What will I use in the studio to demonstrate these? So sometimes we have all the skills inside of a competency, sometimes we don't. And you can see that example right here for ELA. You can see in writing effectively, we have every single skill for writing effectively on the studio or in the studio. However, in reading, we're missing 2 of those skills, and that's okay. That is totally okay. We do not have to assess every skill under every competency in the same studio. Sometimes we really want to pair certain skills together because they just really make sense together, and that's perfectly great. And it looks like that's happened here as well for social studies. We're missing a few of the events, and that's okay, but we have all of the engaging as a citizen. So that is the first place to look for competencies being assessed. The second place you can look is actually in milestone 1, stepping stone 2, preview the project. And this is a really in-depth look at what is being assessed in this studio. Because we have the continua here, I already have it pulled up, so I'm going to click on here. So this is the Power Struggle continua. This is what I will use to rate student work. And that is really important to know. This is how I am taking their work and rating it on the continua. All right, so those are the 2 places I can find what competencies are being assessed. Now I need to know where. Where are they being assessed? If I scroll down, there's a project companion, and I have gone through already, and I've said in every task that's on the project companion, I'm going to see a task. And that task, I have gone through and said, it says that it assesses these skills. So ELA 1.2 and 1.4 are assessed by this article critique in the second milestone. So let's click on here. What is federalism? Oh, look at that. That's good. This is what we want to see, right? If it says it assesses 1.2 and 1.4, it does need to be assessed. And someone's even said, answer the questions because you're assessed on 1.2 and 1.4 here. That's great. And here it is. 1.2, you're assessing or you're evaluating ideas and themes. That's great. So this particular task is going to be the evidence piece for these 2 skills. So if we go back into preview the project, that is definitely one way to know where they're being assessed, is they're already on the project companion for you. If they are not already on the project companion for you, that's fine. You can make a copy of this, or you can go into the site itself and put them where they need to go. Secondly, you can look for them in the milestones. So if you do not have them on the project companion, but you would like them to be, you can go into the stepping stones and see where they're at, like this right here. Lastly, you will need to know the performance task and the structure. So I need to know that the content here is going to be about federalism, and they are going to write an argumentative essay. That's super important that I know that. And whatever the structure is for each studio is what I see here, because all structure in studios are the same.